So we're so excited to speak with you today. I know there's been a number of great presentations so far this morning. And today what we'd like to do is talk about next steps. So in particular, we're all very aware of the potential value from AI. But what we'd really like to talk about for the next few minutes is AI in the real world. And we do that for a very particular reason. If you think back about the technologies that have changed the world, created value, made things better for everyone, yes, the technology is the catalyst, but what really makes the impact is a community that adopts that technology, applies it to their daily challenges, and by doing so, forces it to evolve and generate more value. And the thing I'm thinking is, we are the community. RISC-V, the Edge AI Foundation, together create a global community who understand the daily challenges that people have and can help evolve AI to meet those challenges. So when I think about AI on the edge, what does that mean? That means, yes, we have the hyperscaler, but beyond the hyperscaler, it's bringing AI on-prem. It's putting AI in your office, in your factory. It's putting AI at your fingertips. It's putting AI in sensors deep in the ocean, in your vehicles, to satellites screaming over your head right now. It's putting AI in your hands. And that's incredibly exciting. But it's also really challenging, and that's why this community is perfect to evolve it forward. Because the hyperscaler has incredible power. Think of the hyperscaler as an immensely powerful intelligence engine. But that's not enough. You need to deliver that intelligence into the real world. So we leverage the cloud, but we complement it with the edge for all of the things that we need to solve. And the companies that will do the best are the ones who understand the unique value their implementation on the edge provides, but also seamlessly orchestrates across from hyperscaler to on-prem to the individual edge instance. And that's important. That's not just a nice to have. Like all really powerful engines, hyperscaling instances are extremely hungry. So the power demands alone are fundamentally straining the electrical grids. My friends who design these data centers are embedding power sources within the data center in order to keep up with those demands. But it's more than power. It's also water, if you think about the demands on the local infrastructure. And there's even sound issues. I mean, if you think about a hyperscale instance, it's a lot like having a rock concert in your backyard, which, by the way, is fun for a weekend, but not necessarily fun 365 days a year. It's a lot of sound. And that doesn't even touch on the demands from the local community to build infrastructure, provide clean water, roads, etc. So this is a very powerful engine, but it has certain inherent limitations attached to it. And we can start to build some innovations to address some of that, but we should also be complementing it with other technologies that can solve unique problems. And in particular, if we think about Edge AI, we think there's very unique benefits. One, bandwidth and latency. If you're trying to deliver Edge AI to a vehicle, to a satellite, to something deep in the ocean, you don't necessarily want to make those round trips. And I can tell you, having worked with people who send very large vehicles hurtling through the air, losing contact for 60 seconds is kind of a big deal. So bandwidth and latency benefits. There's certain economic benefits. We've talked a little bit about that yesterday and again this morning. It can be far more economical to do your Edge AI workloads at the place where the data is being created. Certainly reliability. Now we know data centers are extremely reliable, but there are still downtimes, and we learned that again this week. So having not just one point of failure, but a system that can adapt to its needs is much more amenable. And even if you solved all of those problems, you may still want, for privacy and security, to do your AI workloads on the edge, because you want to keep that intelligence where the data is being created. So when we think about Edge AI, it complements the cloud. It complements the hyperscaler by providing those unique benefits. And as we apply our technologies to these challenges, we build on and enhance those benefits. Now, this is not an unknown thing. We know that the vast majority of data is being created on the edge, so we have the opportunity to process and apply intelligence there. We know that Edge AI is growing dramatically over the next few years. And you've heard a few people talk about this. So the market opportunity is there. We also know the number of connected devices and potentially intelligent devices is exploding over that same time period. So you have more to work with. And of course, this all needs to be economically viable. And so we talk to our business partners and understand that they will be spending more to put AI on the edge because they understand its unique and complementary benefits to what's happening in the hyperscaler. So I started this conversation talking about how communities evolve edge AI. When we touched on the unique strengths of the hyperscaler, the complementary benefits of edge AI, and now we've talked about the opportunity that's in front of us in terms of business, in terms of technology. But again, I think this is the community that's going to be able to move into that opportunity and create great value. So let's talk about specific examples of what that can look like. And to do that, I'm going to pass off to my co-presenter. Here you are.
All right. Thank you, Ed. You have painted the landscape perfectly. The cloud may have fueled the AI revolution, but the edge is where the intelligence truly touches the real world. My name is Makeljana Shkurti. I'm head of growth and strategy at VRUL, and I also chair the RISC-V AI Market Development Committee, where with member companies, we try to drive the message that RISC-V is the strategic foundation for AI. Ed just showed us that the next phase for AI growth is where data is created at the edge, where latency, cost, and sustainability define success. And with this shift to the edge come new opportunities. The opportunity to innovate faster, the opportunity to reach new markets, and also to empower new players to shape what comes next. So the question is, how do we deliver on the opportunity at the edge in a way that's scalable, efficient, and sustainable? And this is where RISC-V comes in. Because right now, RISC-V and Edge AI are not just heading in the same direction, they're actually sharing the same path. RISC-V defines, because to make AI solutions adaptive and sustainable, it is very important that we reimagine the compute beneath it. Let's see what this means. If we look at legacy architectures, they are closed, they are rigid, they are licensed. They are perfect for a world of fixed workloads, but quite limiting for the dynamic nature of AI. Closed means that innovation is in fact controlled by others. Any new great ideas you might have, they need to be aligned with somebody else's roadmap. Rigid, they are designed for general purpose cores and cannot adapt. But AI workloads are diverse. They have voice, control, fusion, and the legacy cores cannot adapt without costly add-ons or custom silicon. And they are also licensed, which means payment and permission at every step. And this, of course, slows down experimentation, it stifles smaller innovators, and at scale, it actually sometimes can lock nations out of their compute sovereignty. But Edge AI is in fact distributed, it's alive, and therefore it requires an architecture that's open, modular, and evolving. And this is precisely the shift. This is why RISC-V was created. To understand better what I'm talking about, let's just look at the requirements of Edge AI. At Edge, every millisecond counts. Power is important, and it's considered the new performance. Privacy defines security, and determinism is crucial for saving lives. And RISC-V enables it all, because it's efficient, it's scalable, it's modular, and it's secure. But let's make this real. Think of a car, an intelligent car, which cannot wait for the cloud to make a decision. It must see, decide, and act instantly. And this requires deterministic compute and real-time custom extensions. Luckily, RISC-V delivers both natively. Industrial automation, where thousands of machines learn and operate together. For success, you require reliability and power efficiency, and RISC-V provides this with domain-specific accelerators, which are compact and upgradable. In healthcare, where AR-guided vision and surgery depends on instant precision and cannot tolerate any lag, RISC-V vector and tensor extensions run inference directly on device by providing real-time analysis and feedback safely and locally. Wearables, this is something we're all familiar with. Health data should never leave the device. RISC-V microcontrollers run AI locally, detect anomalies, and protect data. And this is designed for strict privacy. And drones. In flight, the connectivity might fail, but logic must not. And with RISC-V, it can enable real-time control plus AI inference on one flexible platform. So what is the message here? All of these applications require purpose-built compute that are adaptable, efficient, and free to evolve. And this is where RISC-V comes in. Because it's not just an ISA, it's actually an engineering framework for the edge. With its openness, it allows industries to design hardware tuned for their workloads. With its modularity, provides a foundation where you can scale from a $3 sensor to a high-end autonomous processor. And its hardware and software co-evolution allows for AI capability, for AI extensions to allows for zero-day bring up through compilers, tool chains, and frameworks. And this means that startups have the possibility to develop their edge processors not in years, but actually in months. Enterprises can deploy their AI solutions by retaining full control, and nations can develop their compute sovereignty by free of vendor control and by also investing in the future of their citizens. And RISC-V turns all of these scenarios into real, scalable opportunity zones. So what happens when RISC-V and Edge AI come together? RISC-V that allows innovation flourish everywhere, and Edge AI where intelligence touches the real world. Well, you get a compute fabric without borders. So what we're building here is a shared future. One open standard from microcontrollers to supercomputers, connecting not only devices, but also economies, ideas, and people. And to wrap this up, I'll leave you with this. The next $1 trillion of compute will be AI native, and it will be built on RISC-V. Because it's not just open, it's strategic. It lowers barriers, it accelerates innovation, and turns every design into real advantage. So I say this to you. Use this. Use the arguments to convince your customers, your teams, your investors that the future of AI doesn't have to be bought. It can actually be built. And you all have the opportunity to build it on RISC-V. Thank you.